And Vivek. Okay, fine. So now click on next. Yeah, supply package name. Then done guys all, and click on next. So here also you can see system columns only. So now the base object system columns we know. Here one extra system column is what? Row ID BO plus. Yeah. Click on finish. So second package is done. Third one. So which is for relationship. Yeah. Now we can select create package for relationship object. Because two entities are done, right? So we add one relationship. So select that. Yeah. Then click on next and query name. So query underscore. So relationship underscore cast with address. And select customer to address relationship. Make it fast, guys, because I planned one more topic today, which is I don't installation. At least half an hour I need to spend time on it. Yeah, so click on next. So here you can supply the package name. So package for cast to address. Yeah. And enable port. Yeah, done guys, and click on next. So here also you can see all the system column, but how many extra columns here? 4 extra columns here. Hierarchy, relationship type, row ID cast, row ID address. These row IDs and corresponding relationship and hierarchy name. And click finish. I think we built all the packages required. Yeah. So done guys all.
Yes.
Okay. Now, yes. Now
Yes.
let us add a profile. Can you see here? Now we can supply the profile name. Yeah. Custom profile, which is for starting from empty. So here you can see our relationship type. Can you see here? Address is a child of cust. Yeah. So others are for some other what do you call profile, which is a default whatever, right? That's it. And then save it. Yeah, we have built it. Now if you try to validate, so HM configuration, you'll get to see error. Can you see here? So it's not complete. Columns have not been configured for package. So packages are not configured. So now to configure that, so go to this our what profile where select org. So for that is entity, right? Entity type can say. Now select package. Yeah. So put package. Then here can you see in the bottom properties? So which means this package we can use it for, let's say, labeling for all the columns we want. Right click on this label and select all. Yeah. If you want it, otherwise you can select only created, create date for label, tooltip, provide object, common, maybe one or two, whatever. Let's say for the sake of simplicity, I am trying to select all. All the columns can be used for labeling. All the columns will be used for tooltip and common for all other entities. Search, we can use all the columns for search. Yeah, word is going to make use of this package. All the columns we can use it for listing and to get detailed data all the columns. So please configure what you call package properties like label tooltip on that. Yeah.
What it indicates, the sequence.
Sorry, sequence indicates sequence could be any number, doesn't matter. So row ID object indicates first column. Yeah, but we can change. So any number here. Yeah. So yes, the sequence doesn't matter, but when you try to apply this right in real application, right? If it is enabled, we can use it for label or else no. Fine.
Sima, it will be when we view
Yes,
this
unique.
in hierarchy manager, it will be like complicated, right? If we select everything.
Yes, if we enable all, right? That's what I mean.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
yes. So that's yeah. Just for sake of simplicity, yes. So now we can just clear all. Let's say label we use only as a creator, which is going to be one. Yeah. Then tooltip. So let me just deselect or clear all and select. Let's say create date 2. Yeah. And common, let's say all. So yeah, if we common is for other entities, we can reuse and search, clear all, and select, let's say this one updated by, and then list again. Sorry, let us clear all list. Let's say we use it. Yeah, I'm just following sequence, which is 4. Take this. Yeah. Then detail, clear all, then let's clear using 5. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Oh, 2, 2, common, right? Yeah.
Uh,
So
Narasimha, can you
Narasimha,
please give a little brief about the tooltip and list where it will be showing and what will be the use?
In application like data governance or ActiveOS based applications or wherever we use this package,
Mhm.
right? especially we use in data governance application where whatever is enabled, right? We can use those columns for tooltip. Yeah. Similarly for label, similarly for search, list, and details. Yeah. Right?
Okay, so whatever we have selected, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these columns only will be showing into the hierarchy, into the BDD or E360, right?
Not others. Yes, you're right.
Not
Whatever is
others.
enabled means, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
So
are
now,
more put and add.
sorry.
And there are more actually. Yeah.
Yeah, put and add because we enabled put, right? Yeah, that's good. Oh, thank you. I didn't scroll. So then, yeah, let's say 6 and let us say 7. Fine, right? I think it's covered up. Now let us go with the label pattern. Together we select a double click. So raw pattern. Then tooltip. Yeah, there's a create date. So double click it up here. That's it. Yeah. Now save this. So one package we configured the properties. Same thing. We can just go with what another, which is going to be, let's say, local. Yeah. Second entity type. Yeah. Select package, then select put package. Yeah. So that's when I can just select all. So that's easy. So this command they have been derived from others, which is first entity reconfigure, right? Package properties. Yeah, then select label, let's say updated by, double click, say okay, then tooltip, last update date, or we can also use some more than one also, and then save it. Yeah. So then we need to do one more thing. What is that? Relationship. Yeah. Okay. Yes, relationship. So select package, put package, and then configure. Here the properties are different, guys. So some are same, some are. Yes, then select tooltip, which is, let us say, creator. Fine. That's it. I think anything else we missed, guys, about package properties part? I think it is done. Anyway, you'll get.
Narsima,
Yes, please.
like where these columns and things will be used, like as in business purpose, or like what is the functional significance of these column? What we are doing, label pattern, tooltip, like so where it is?
Wherever, Vivek,
No,
let's
where,
say we this packages outside MDM Hub. Example, data governance application. Right? Yes, sir, Vivek. So in that, these properties will be whatever is enabled, right? Some columns which are enabled for label. So those labels can be seen as part of data governance application. Vivek. So likewise, you can think of other examples. Yeah.
but
Vivek?
that's what I'm not able to relate, like where it would
Correct.
be appear and
Yeah.
how it would appear. So that's what, like there is a label and then there is a row ID object and there is a tooltip common. So these are like where exactly it will appear and in what pattern, like as a column or fields or what, like.
Yeah. So for example, let's say in data governance, entity 360, customer 360 application, right? Yes or no? Let's
Yes.
say we selected this package, yeah, package for
Okay.
customer. Then within package for customer, we'll be using, let's say here we enabled address type as what label. Yes or no? We enabled it. Then you can see corresponding label pattern as part of what application. Yeah, if it is enabled. If not, we cannot see it. Vivek. Yeah.
That's what I'm not able to like visualize what
Well, I think once
what
we,
that level is.
once you, once you get into that data governance, right, then you will correlate that. When you configure that data governance application, right, there's a label where we can see this. Yeah.
Okay.
Vivek? Example.
Okay. Yeah, I'll wait for that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, sure. So yeah. So now what happened again? It's failed. It's not complete. Columns have not been connected for hierarchy manager package. Which something is missing. Which package? Okay, first one. That IDs are wrong. Okay. Okay, let's take that. Yes, side is wrong. So we need to give some meaning for this. I've just given some sequence. That's all. Put on, I think both on. Let us see this. Yeah, now it's okay. Yes. Yeah, we got some warnings, so which we can ignore, and then so these are what yeah, like I think pre-built what do you call hierarchy configuration we've seen it. Example here, relationship type. We have built it. This is the name we give, color code, and corresponding other properties. Yeah. So let's scroll to the right side. Yeah. Can you see here? So this is a color code and label pattern, tooltip pattern. Yeah. Similarly, we can see what another entity type, which is arc local. So color codes label, all that we can see. Icon, large, small. Yeah. So whatever is this configure, we can see it here. Nothing else. Yeah. Similarly, we can see here hierarchy. So we just selected existing hierarchy customer, right? So relationship type is this, like what we built between entity 1 to entity 2. Direction can also have reverse into 2 to 1 also. So it all depends on the kind of entity object that we have used it. Then type 1, type 2, entity type 1, type 2, and entity type 1 or type 2 local corresponding row ID objects. Similarly for another package properties, third package. So I think 3 packages only we have, right? So we can see package customer to address MRM package. Then you can see properties. Similarly, others. So for all, we can see what do you call it? These are entity type properties. Yeah? So that's it. So 1, 2, and 3. These 3 are package properties, and top ones are this hierarchy, entity types, then relationship type. Yeah? Hierarchy, entity type, relationship type. So out of them, only one we reused it, which is what hierarchy, right? Is a customer. If you want to add our own hierarchy, we can do that. Let example supplier. That's a supplier hierarchy, right? And then supply the supplier hierarchy and save it, right? Yeah. So now we built this profile, right? Select profile and profile, right? I've selected wrong one. So here, can you see here? So when you try to, yeah, this is profile already configured, right? When I select relationship type, where is ours? Relationship type, where is ours? Product is old one. Let's see. Oh, this is previous profiles. Need to take relationship. Yeah. Here can you see, guys? So here we got supplier. Yeah, this we can just connect to supplier. It can have more than one. Let's say we are focusing on this supplier only. Yeah, this way we can also add hierarchy later, get it connected to our own hierarchy. Yeah, so that's it. So likewise, we can add any number of what you call entities, corresponding entity types, relationship type, packages, and hierarchy name, and adding a profile, configure the properties for each package. That's all we did, right? Then we did validation. Yeah. So this validation was successful. Now, if you want this to be sent for review, right? We can just save and to desktop so that you can just wait for the review comments and see if they expect something else. Then we can just modify. Yeah.
Sima, where did you add that supplier in the last
In the
step?
relationship. Yeah, 1 second. Relationship. So go to that. Yes.
I added the supplier. But where
Here.
did you assign it? Okay.
Here. You can see, right?
So you are keeping both supplier and the customer.
No, customer remove it.
Okay.
If you want, you can put both. Nothing wrong, but yes, because let's say we are seeing supplier. Yeah. So that's it, guys.
Narasimha,
Yes, ma'am.
why we selected all the things in entity type like tooltip, comment search again?
No, it depends, right? See, here we have just selected these all the properties. Yeah, in the sense we can use these properties or all the properties for all the columns. So if you select for only one column, right?
Yeah,
Tooltip
so
for
we
one
have
column, right?
selected one column, so you are getting the error, then you have selected the all columns, right?
Yeah, no, I'm not given the right IDs. Yeah, that is why I just selected all. If you select the if
Can you
supply
please
right
go to
IDs,
the house screen?
go to what?
Yeah, on the profile, yeah, and org. Yeah,
Yes.
here I'm asking. So we have cleared all and selected like 0 for ID
Yes.
object
Yeah,
like
because
that.
earlier I have not given the
Then
right ID. You got right.
what do you mean by right ID?
So this IDs, I've just given random IDs instead of right IDs. Yeah.
So we can give right IDs, right? And we can try once with this because in live application we cannot give like this. So when I worked on
It
this,
depends.
so this kind of we cannot take this all
In
the things like that way,
Sika,
right?
Sika, in live, in real also, if you want, let us say all the columns which can be used for labeling or tooltip, right? Yes, we can do that. But yes, in reality, it may not be needed. It may not, it might be needed also. Yeah. This is a worst case scenario. Best could be subset of it. Sika. Yeah. Subset is
Yeah.
1 or 2 columns will be used for label, 1 or 2 will be used for tooltip, and so on. Yeah. Search list and so on.
Yeah. Okay. But Informatica best practice also says that when you are configuring hierarchy, then make sure that in HM package, whatever need for DS data steward view or ourself also just select all that columns only because all the things if you imagine into the UI, all the things comes up with the things like if every record
Yes.
having this much information, right? So it will
Loaded.
show so much load to the portal.
Yeah, that is correct. So can you see the existing hierarchy which is built by Informatica? Can you
Yeah.
see here?
Yes.
Package property. I just selected product here. So they have just enabled almost all except one product type they enable, right? Second one, same, except product type they enable all for all. You can see, right?
Yeah,
0 to
but
5.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because they are using the less data, because they are not working, because they're working on test data, right? We are working on the millions of data. So that case is
Yeah.
not work.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is space, but for learning purpose, we can go with the worst case. For reality, we need to go with the best case, like subset of this all properties. We need to go for Sika. You are right. Yeah. In reality, yes, we can select subset of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine. Yeah. Fine. So that's it about how to configure. Now, once we do that, what is the next step we need to do? So I think we created all that we have done already, right? So then we have already saved it. Where is that? That profile is done already. Yeah. Now, if you go to hierarchy manager, it's empty, right? But we can just check. Yeah. So here we need to select what profiles. Now we've got two profiles. Yes, or no? Yeah. So our own custom profile, other is what default. Likewise, you can add n number of profiles, but we need to add data, all that we should take care. Yeah. So because that's the data part we covered earlier, and second part, empty part is covered later. Yeah. So then if you select this empty profile, then go with, let's say, oh sorry, go with graphical view. Anyway, it's fine. Let's say graphical. So then new pane. Then if you try to search, nothing will be there because we don't have any data. Can you see here local or? For this we have to have a data. Yeah. Then we could able to, sorry, we could able to get it. Yeah. Because so first of all, we don't have any business columns added. Then second, you need to add corresponding data. Then we can get it here. That's why select is not enabled. Let's see if we say exactly one begins. We don't have any data, right? So we cannot see any data here. Yeah, no matches. Yeah. So that's it. So probably can just add that data and then try it out. Yeah. Now let us focus on what you call SAM. We can do later. So let's focus on installation case because this is one of the important started one. I talked about it, architecture components of that parts I have done, but installation specifics I didn't talk about it. Let me start that at least. Yeah. So yes, in order to install this particular what you call MDM hub, first thing we need to understand the order of installation. So can you call the architecture, guys? So architecture we talked about client, app server, data meta layer, right? Yes or no? Which means with respect to order of installation, we need to go from bottom to top. Yes or no? I think if we call back architecture, right? Yes or no? I think we could able to call back, right? So we talked about what client, app server, then server, data, or meta layer, which is let's in our case, hub store. Yes or no? So which means we need to go from bottom to top. Yeah. So first thing, we need to make this particular hub store configured, then app server, then last one is a client. These are order of installation. Same thing we could able to say in this particular installation flow. Yeah. So hub store. So we need to make it ready. Then hub server. Before hub server plans master, all right? We need to install app server. Why? Dependence. Then followed by console. Now let us talk about what happened. Yeah. So where do we install? I'll talk about that in detail. Just stop highlighting high level points. Yeah. So where do we install this MDM hub? So can we install it in single host system or can we install it in multi-host system? So let me talk about what is single host system and multi-host system. Yeah. So what is single host system, guys? Single host system technical speaking, we call it as what? SMP, meaning symmetric multi-processor. Yes or no? I repeat, symmetric multiprocessor. What does it mean? So in this particular SMP, we follow architecture as what? Symmetric architecture, meaning you will have n number of resources, like we have memory, we'll have a disk, then now we'll have n number of what you call CPUs, right? So which means, like example, CPU 1, then CPU 2, then CPU 3, CPU 4, and so on. Let's say CPU N. So now all the CPUs are going to share the common memory and common disk. That is why we call it as what? Or we can say that this follows what? Shared everything architecture. What is meant by that? Shared everything architecture, meaning everything means memory and disk has been shared across all the CPUs. That is why it follows what? Shared everything architecture plus symmetric in nature, meaning if we have n number of CPUs, right? Every CPU should be symmetric in nature, meaning let's say if CPU 1 has got 2 virtual cores, right? Then CPU 2 also should have 2 virtual cores. Remember that. So likewise for all CPUs, right? They should follow similar number of virtual cores. That's it. Yeah. So that is why this particular SMP follows shared everything architecture with symmetric in mind. In the sense, all CPUs are symmetric in nature. Right. So now, can we see any limitation with this particular SMP architecture? Answer is what? Yes. Yeah. Because if you take any what I call SMP box, you know, like for example, 256 CPU box, assuming that IBM, which is one of the hardware vendor, where they produce this environment or hardware environment, where the upper limit is what? 256 CPU box. So now the question, with this 256, let's say for today's business, which is let's say day 1, we need to process 1 million records, right? To process that, let's say we use 128 CPUs. I'm just using worst case. Then in day 2, I'm just copying and pasting. Day 2, let's say we need to process 10 millions. So, or let's say 2 millions. Then we need what? Almost double it, 256. You know, day 3, let us say we need to process, let's say 3 millions. You know? Then do we have, let's say 3 million. So do we have how many we need? 256 plus 128. Yeah. So we don't have that many number of CPUs. So we cannot meet SL. We can still use 256 only, but it would take longer time to process all 3 million records. But our expectation is what? 8-hour SLE, which can't be done by using what? Available CPUs. Now tell me, how do you take care of it? Guys, you got the problem statement, right? Yes or no? So Vivek, Sandeep, all. Guys, you got the problem, right? Yes or no?
Yeah.
So
Yes, ma'am.
now how to solve this problem? That's a question, right? So that is where we need to go with what? Multi-host system environment. Yeah. So multi-host system environment, or we can, technically speaking, we call it as what? MPP, which means massively parallel processing. Yes, I know. Massive parallel processing environment, where you will have n number of physical boxes like PB1, PB2, PB3, and all boxes will be connected with, let's say, a high-speed network or low-speed network or medium-speed network. Let's say we are using what? HSN, which is high-speed network. You know, so and each PB will act as a what? SMP, which means SMP1, SMP2, SMP3, whatever. So in this case, we got the upper limit, which is 256, right? Now to extend that, if we go to multi-host system, we can go and add one more SMP box where let's say 256 only. We could able to take care of it. Yes, sir. We still have 128 CPUs idle, though we go with what 256 plus 128, right? So with these two physical boxes, could able to get the job done. Provided, so we need to go with what? Multi-host system environment. That is why we should always design our MDM solution in such a way that we should think of building it for multi-host system, but not for single host system. That's the bottom line over here. Remember, clear, guys? I think we all have got the definition of single host and multi-host. Yes or no? Yeah. Now, within this multi-host system or MPP, we've got multiple flavors. One, we can say simple MPP and cluster based or blade based or grid based, whatever, right? So topmost flavor of MPP is what? Grid. So that's what most widely used, what you call MPP environment. But in big data, we normally prefer to go with what? Simple MPP. MDM test also, it's better to go with simple MPP because you will have full control on configuration of whatever is needed for us. But here in grid, whatever they say, we just have to follow them because they'll have their own internal computation environment to calculate the resources required to export to process your job, you know, based on freely available resources and get the job done. But it may not be accurate. So to make it accurate, we can have our own script. Compression is our own script. We can just write it to identify freely available resources and based on input data and take a call. How many we can assign, get the job processed. Yeah. So that's it. Like how one can start what do you call taking care of computation part. Yeah. So that's it about multi-host system. Now let us talk about diagrams. Yeah. Now when it comes to components of MDM hub, yeah. So we have got app server. Let's in this diagram we can see host mission A. Yes, sir. In that we have got app server. Within app server, it says app server got deployed, client master got deployed. Yeah. And then second is what? DB server, the Oracle DB towards SQL server. Within that, master DB, ORS DB got created. Plus, if you have integrated or if you want external cleanse functionality, then we can have cleanse engine in the same physical box, which means all the components of MDM hub should be installed in the same physical box. Then only we can call it as what? Single host system environment. So these are the components that are required within MDM hub. Yes or no? Yeah, app server, DB server, and corresponding dependents. Plus, if needed external engine, we can have it, or else it's optional. That's it. Any questions so far, guys, when it comes to this particular single host system environment, which is specific to MDM hub? Yeah. So we have got some other external things like taking care of prerequisites like operating system and also JDK and also some other options. That anyway, I'm going to talk with practical examples rather than theory. So this diagram just copied from Informatica MDM documentation. So they have not specified all of them. Yeah. Yeah. Any questions on this diagram, guys? Yeah. Everything is clear, huh? Or
For
exhausted?
this you know, diagram, everything is on a single machine, right? Single physical machine.
Yeah, single computer. Yeah, right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. So that's what it means. Single host means with all the components that are required to take care of MDM bed should be in the same box. That's what it means. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, so I'll elaborate detailing point. This is just a very high level. So detailing, like I talked about architecture, right? So likewise, I can also talk about single host system with more details. We'll see it tomorrow. So now,
One question.
yes, please.
So considering we have all hardware part, I mean high performing hardware part, do we have any limitations from Informatica that it will support, let's say, only 100 threads or 100 processors only,
No,
or it is scalable based on the
it is,
hardware?
yeah, that is correct. It is scalable based on hardware. We can keep on plugging in now. What do you call it? N number of CPUs or other resources, memory disk. Yes. So in proportion to that, MDM will act. Yeah, which means it is scalable. Got it. Example, I think we have seen when we configure process server properties, right? Yes or no? You guys would have noticed number of threads. Yes or no? Which means we can specify any number of threads. For example, let's say for client server, let's say we've got what you call 256 CPU box, which can limit up to, let's say, 512 cores. So let's say per core, one thread. So we can go up to what? 512 threads for one box only. But if we have multiple client servers, so we can have multiple 512 threads per client server. So that way we could able to what you call balance the load across n number of physical boxes based on the threads. I've just given a worst case scenario, but we normally allocate we don't normally allocate all the threads for one client server. That's out of 512, we might allocate, let's say, 100 or 128, depending upon the amount of data that we use it for cleansing. Got it, right? Clear, no? Yeah. But answer to the question is scalable. Yeah. Yeah. Now in the same box. Yeah. Same box limit is hardware anyway. Software side there's no limit. Now to overcome this limitation, so now how MDM can be installed in a multi-host system? So single host, I think it's clear, right? Multi-host means what? Distributing our components across n number of physical boxes. Example, in this diagram, we could able to see host machine C, where we've got database server corresponding master database, and host machine D database server corresponding ORS. So which means we are using two separate boxes for databases alone, one for master, other for ORS. Similarly, when it comes to, because I talked about first, because as per the architecture, we need to go from bottom to top while installing this MDM, right? Yes or no? That's why I talked about this. Then, then we go with what? App server installation in this host mission A. Within that, we can deploy, install and deploy app server over there. And other mission, we can have client server. Some other mission, we can have match. Some other mission, we can have one more match, which means we can add n number of physical boxes and corresponding either server related thing or database related things can be installed and deployed in case of server, installed and use appropriate ORS. Because for every domain, if you have many boxes, right, it's better to go with what separate mission so that we will not hit one table space issues, and second performance issues, and third what do you call even OS IO pools, and also what else you have U limit settings, right? So those issues will not come in if you go with separate box. Yeah?
But it will like
Yes,
so
please.
if you have everything on different machine, will it
Mhm.
cause any like it will definitely have advantage, resource advantage,
You
but
have
it
plus
will
and
be
minus. Network issues will be there.
yeah
Yeah, that's what I said.
latency issues.
Yeah, latency issues. Yes, you are right. That's what I said. When you try to what you call connect n number of physical boxes, HSL is a preferable thing, high speed network. Yes or no? If you have it, so that is a marginal thing. But if you try to use LSN, which is low speed network, yes, so you'll have some performance issues. Right? So, but anyway, nowadays network is cheap and also it's fast, right? So I think those issues are gone because normally, so we have a number of boxes in same data center, right? So that is interconnected. So they are not located what you call far off places, right? So I think we'll not hit such kind of issues because we normally go with the same data center placing all these boxes, or we can also get connected to what any cloud boxes also. Even there also they'll be using one data center with based on the region that is specified in a respective cloud environment. Right? So that network issue nowadays it is not not that in either you go with a cloud or with go with your own data center. Yeah, right. If it is let's say one box is located in India, some other box located in let's say US, then yes, you are 100% right. So you will hit some network definite network issues. Yeah? But if they are the same data center, answer is no. Got right? Yes or no? Yes, Diana, you have some question. Ayan?
Hello.
No. So yeah. I think then we have 2-3 minutes. We'll use it for question answers because if I start another topic, 2-3 minutes may not be sufficient. So yeah, we'll just go for some question answers.
So what type of installation do we have on the
Yes,
machine
ma'am?
that we're using?
Yeah, no, well, yeah, that's a good question. Um, so I have just I think we have multiple VMs, right? So okay, let me just yeah, there is a 10 on empty. Can you see here? So we can just get into this particular virtual machine where we don't have what you call server components. So we are going to install and see whether it works or not. Empty we have. And one more thing I planned, which is let's say there's a one, let's say we have got multiple workflow engines like a Physics, Warsack, or ActiveOS, or some other third-party workflow engine, and where they've got their own specialities, right? In that case, how we can avail the risk capabilities of third-party workflow engine, which are not part of active OS or period, which are derived from Informatica, right? How to get that? To do that, we can also take other version of either Informatica MDM or some other product where they have got their own particular workflow engine. How to avail that? For that, I'll cover another version and see how we can get to see the variations with respect to installation. I'll try to cover even that as well. Umang?
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I got 4 VMs actually, 2 empty, 2 filled ones. So I try to use 2 empty ones, or else one definitely I'll use it. So I'll make sure that all the components are covered while during installation we take care. Yeah.
All right. No, my question was more related to the systems that we have been using so far.
Okay, one system you guys are used. There's one more VM parallel to that. For everyone, we have that. So now I can see 10.1 empty, right, in my system. You also have the same thing. Yeah.
Right.
Everyone will have it. So whatever I'll show it, you can also perform. Like we have, let me show that. Anyway, it just come up. So in this, so yeah. So I've just kept the thing installables here. Yeah. Can you see here? So
Yes.
in this, you can see there are as a server or plans or resource kit, whatever, plus corresponding license. Plus, we also have got DB. So within that, we could able to see what we call multiple resources for different types of databases like DB2 MySQL, whatever. Then underneath and BPM also activized. And then sample ORS and other underlying DB2 component, database components are there. They'll be used as part of what we call creation of master and ORS databases and yeah.
I think
SQLs are there. So I
So
kept
this
it
is
as part of
SMP.
yes.
SMP. Yes, we are going to use SMP only.
So the
Yeah.
training environment that we are using, that is also SMP or
Yes, SMP only. SMP same box. So because
Okay.
everyone has got our own box, right?
Yes, I
SMP
think that
for
is the question actually I believe Umang was asking. So the training
Oh,
environment
really?
that
But no,
I
in
think
real means no, real training environment SMP, but in real
yes.
production environment, right? It will be
Yes,
MPP.
we cannot. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
If you have limited data, right, Ayan, so then SMP is okay. But normally we'll deal with large data, right? So MPP.
Right.
So I think preferably, I think many people would go with a grid, I think. Yeah. Yeah. So, but I don't prefer to go with the grid because we don't have full control. So simple. That's why big data, right? Like Hadoop or we have got multiple engines under big data, right? They use what simple MPP over this, and also even these cloud guys also. So they go with what simple MPP because we'll have full flexibility of configuration of usage of resources effectively. Yeah. Because we can write our own script based on the way that you want. Grid means whatever they say, we just stick to that. We have to stick to that. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so we'll see
Narasimha,
tomorrow. Like, yes,
yeah,
please.
Narasimha. So
Yes.
actually, while creating the entity, there is one more table RBO BO class is created and the link is already been established. The foreign
That's
key
foreign
and
key.
yeah.
Exactly.
So
Go ahead, BO class.
so what is this table used for?
So that's what hierarchy means link, right? So like let's say BO1 to BO2, BO2 to BO3, like that. There'll be link, right? In order to have hierarchy built, they have already made framework ready. So we are just creating on top of it. So by using their framework. So, but we can see front end only provide BO class. In the backend, we'll have some more dependent tables also, Sivendra. But that's up to the Informatica people to take care. But what we need to take care here is front end, like whatever appears here to build it. Yeah. Sivendra?
Narasimha, just like we were creating the stage tables and raw reject, other table were automatically created.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, perfect.
yeah,
Good relation.
so they were used for some purpose, right? So I'm asking, why this RBO class code is getting generated? What is the use of it?
Relationships. For relationship, for example, let's say we have our own custom BO class, which need to be connected to some other BO. So to do that, there has to be a pre-built link. That link will be taken care by these Informatica guys by using provided BO class or someone. We have got some more provided BO hierarchy and so on. Yeah. Fine. Okay, this is a pre-built. See, even in let's say in match merge also, right? So we have not used all the tables. We have just focused only some of them, but we've got some more tables. Like for hierarchy, some others. For H merge, we have H merge table. For control, we have got control history tables, and so on. Yeah. So yes, but whatever is required for us, we'll just touch only those tables. Rest, yes, will not. Shivendra. Right? Okay.
So
then.
do we need this relationship to be made to the hierarchy tables as well with RBO class code?
That is inbuilt. We don't need to do that explicitly. We focus on our own custom BOs,
Mm-hmm.
and then add our own business columns. So
And
getting the hierarchy built would be taken care by Informatica. So, but from the functionality perspective, we take care. Like for example, customer to address, we have just built it, right? That is our job. Yeah. So rest
so you're
internal
saying,
things, yeah, internal things
so
they'll take care. Even normal data model also. Normal data model, there are some inbuilt or pre-built tables. We have not seen that. For example, for every base object, right? You will have what row-heading object and other columns for lineage. Yes, sir. Similarly, for hierarchy also same thing. Yeah? Just like a template. Yeah.
and in base object also it is automatic created,
For
like
every base
customer
object,
and
we have
address.
system columns, right? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
If it create customer base object, right, we'll have already object the 13 plus 1 system columns, right? They'll be added to base object automatically. No, yes, we don't do that. Yeah. Yes, sir. So same way here also, provide a BO class and other foreign key BO tables, right? They'll be created. Yeah. Okay then. So we'll meet tomorrow. Tomorrow is holiday, right? So day after, right?
Yes, on Friday.
Okay, Friday, 8:30. Huh? So thanks, God. So tomorrow, right? I think you can access this tool, guys, and yeah, then we'll see after tomorrow. So you can just practice. The last day probably, what I'm thinking is, we'll spend at least 1 to 1.5 hours for question answers, guys. So because we will understand like where we are, yeah, based on